Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Northbound Motorcycle ADV. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Johnson, and I ride the Royal Enfield Himalayan. And today is a pretty special day, because today marks the 1 year anniversary of when I bought this motorcycle. So what I thought we'd do is take a ride, head up into the hills, show you a little bit of Northern California, and just talk about this bike and what I like and what I added to it. See what you think. Thanks for coming along. Well, for those of you that want to know how expensive it is in California, now, at least the Himalayan helps. 64 miles to the gallon works for me. So after filling up with gas, I headed east on Highway 299, which gives me a good opportunity to talk about how this bike does on both gas mileage and riding on the highway. Now, I'm sure everybody's heard the reviews. It doesn't keep up in the fast lane and that kind of thing, but anybody interested in this bike, that's not why they're buying this, and I'm sure everyone's heard that a million times. So for me, I live on the coast of Northern California, so I use my Himalayan to get up into the mountains and take me to places that I want to go, and I personally haven't had any problems with this bike whatsoever attacking these hills or highway speeds. It's perfect for me. Taking my time and pulling over and exploring every little pullover area. It's kind of why I bought this bike. It gives me all kinds of views, places to go, reasons to get out, and I can do it economically, safely, with confidence. Funny story about me and this motorcycle. I've never owned one in my entire life, and I've always been an outdoorsy kind of guy, you know, backpacking, hiking, camping, love camping. And I've never really thought about motorcycles. I've just never had that in my mindset. Then a couple of years ago, my cousin up in Canada rode his motorcycle some 1,500 miles down to visit me for about a week. And even then, I really didn't get the bug, to be honest with you. I was checking out his bike and thought it was pretty cool and everything. But I tell you, it really wasn't until I watched that Long Way Up, you know, with Ewan McGregor, and I'm sure this is a story for quite a few of you guys out there. But that was the first time I looked at a motorcycle as a means of getting me to places that I really wanted to go. And that was a game changer for me. So I wasn't sure, I'd never been on one, so I called my cousin Rob up on the phone and I said, "Hey Rob, what was the first time you started riding a motorcycle, and what was the first long distance trip you took?" And his response is, "Well, I've only been riding for a year, and yours was my first trip." That was all I needed to hear. So the next step, of course, was, well, do I even like motorcycle riding? Is it for me? So what I did is I paid $300 and I went to the motorcycle safety course. And as soon as I sat on the bike and started it up, I knew that was it. And from there, it was was all about, okay, which motorcycle do I get? Well, it didn't take me long to come across the Royal Enfield Himalayan in my research for a new adventure bike. In fact, I came across a YouTube channel called Kamikaze Moto. It's about a guy that lives in Alaska, knew he wanted to buy this bike, so he flew down to Seattle, Washington, purchased the bike, and then rode it home all the way up to Alaska. I thought that was fantastic. I really did.
All right, get a load of that. Woo! Talk about being above the fog line.
So after following his adventure home, I quickly started looking around for my own Royal Enfield Himalayan. I did manage to find one in the color that I was looking for, but it wasn't even in my state. So I went up to Oregon, purchased the motorcycle. On the way there, I stopped at the Department of Motor Vehicles, popped in, took my written test, showed them my certificate from the safety course, picked up my new motorcycle license, and then continued up to the dealership, bought my motorcycle, and then rode it home 300 miles back down to my home in Eureka, California. And I gotta tell you, the whole way I was thinking about Kamikaze Moto. Now, I'm not trying to compare this to what he did at all, but for a guy who'd never been on a motorcycle before other than in the safety course, I was on an adventure. And to this day, I'm still on it. I ride this bike as much as I can, when I can, where I can. It's my only source of transportation. And I'm okay with that, rain or shine. So with all that said, for all you new riders out there, or anyone thinking about getting into motorcycle riding, I'll just tell you what this motorcycle is for me as a new rider. It's very, very, very accommodating. It makes me look like a much better rider than I am, although I do alright. But it really gives you a sense of security, confidence, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It doesn't go super fast, and that's okay. We've talked about that. That's not why people buy this bike. So, personally speaking, I bought this motorcycle with one thing in mind: to be able to ride north up into Canada to visit my family, and to be able to camp along the way. And that's why I named the channel Northbound Motorcycle ADV. And for all you Star Wars fans out there like me, I named my bike the Mudhorn, after the Mandalorian. It takes me everywhere I want to go. Well, thanks for riding along with me today as I reflect back on the past year. I hope you found the information useful and hopefully entertaining. And for those of you that follow the channel, I've got a pretty big announcement I'm very excited about. As long as the borders open up the summer of 2022, I'm heading north. I'll be riding north from my home in Northern California up to Smithers, British Columbia to see my sister. Now, along the way, I plan on camping most of the way and stopping in and seeing a bunch of aunts and uncles and cousins. But from there, I'll be turning east and head over to Grand Prairie to see more aunts, uncles, and cousins, before turning south down to what's really going to be exciting, going through the Canadian Rockies through Jasper and Banff National Park. And from there, I'll be heading south to the border of Idaho to connect with the Idaho BDR. So if you like my plan for 2022, leave me a comment, tell me what you think. And for those of you that haven't subscribed yet, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel and maybe tell a friend, they might like it too. And if you do all that, well, then I'll see you next time. Thanks for riding along.